Thank you, and I'd like to first thank the Plug and Play Center for having us in today, and of course for all of your time as well. We really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you. So, assuming you don't know much about everything, let me just give you the snapshot overview. The company was founded in 2011. The platform that we will talk about, or I will talk about, was actually launched in 2012. We're an enterprise-focused B2B company, so one thing to understand about us right off the bat is we are not a consumer-facing company. The brand, the logo will never show up directly in front of a consumer. We're about enabling our customers to bring their products to consumers. So pure B2B play. Gotten a tremendous amount of notoriety around the world from different publications and other sources in the industry. I'd encourage you to take a look at our website, especially from some of the recent announcements that we've done. We are backed by primarily institutional investors. We have two strategics, which are Cisco and Samsung. So, unfortunately, that's a different slide deck than the one I had thought, so I'm going to song and dance here a little bit. Not so different. What we primarily do is we provide a platform for connecting devices to the web. Our view is that every physical thing that's made in the world can be connected to the web, and there's a case to be made to actually do that. Everything from the obvious things that people talk about, like smart appliances and sensors of various sorts and so forth, but all the way down to consumable items like Coca-Cola and tennis shoes and things like that. We believe there's a use case around connecting all of those devices, and companies today are using our platform to do that in very, very large numbers. The things that we focus on as a company in terms of the optimization around that platform are scalability. We're currently testing with 1 billion unique identities connected to our platform. One of the announcements we made recently was with Avery Dennison, in which over the next 3 years we'll be deploying 10 billion unique IDs on our platform. To give you an idea of scale, IoT, the scale associated with IoT is a whole new ballgame from anything that the computing industry has dealt with to date. We're also very much about ecosystem interactions, right? Because no one cloud is going to connect everything that people are interested in building value propositions around. So one of the examples there would be Nest. We made an announcement with Nest last week in which we are the first SDK that they have certified to works with Nest. So when our customers come to us and want to build a device that connects to the Nest ecosystem, we've got a connector that's built in that already enables them to do that. Now, why are we here talking today? So one thing I want you to understand is we don't build devices, okay? We are a platform, and we're huge believers in the ability of devices to transform the insurance business. We think that's already starting to happen, a little bit slowly, but over the next couple of years, that transformation is really going to take place. We don't build those devices. We enable our customers to connect those devices to our platform. And what we do is we feed data from those devices to you, the insurance company, so that you can affect a value proposition around the kinds of things that we think we're going to see going forward. I'll give you one little example. Does anybody have a guess that I haven't already told this to of what that device is? Shout out if you think you might know. No, actually, it kind of looks like one, though. So this is a Wi-Fi leak detector, okay? So you take something like that, you put it under your appliances, and if you have a leak in one of your appliances, you'll get a notification from the cloud, and you'll be able to deal with that issue, right? We all know that water is probably the largest claim in aggregate for insurance providers. Anything we can do to attack the water problem, domestic water is a big part of that, so if we can detect leaks early, before they cause tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of damage, there's obviously tremendous savings there. That's what we really enable our customers to do and enable insurance companies to do. We're engaged right now formally with 2 insurance providers. We're talking to probably, I would say, 10 global insurance companies right now because I think this is clearly where everything is going. And I'd like to share with you a little bit about what we're hearing back from them in terms of the value propositions that they perceive around this type of offering. So first of all, why do the consumers care? Well, one thing is you get a cool smart home, right? And some people are interested in smart homes because they want to show their friends that they can turn their lights on and off with their phones and so on, right? But this gives you a real reason to have a smart home, to put devices in your home that gives you a real value proposition. And what we think that value prop is it's peace of mind. It's knowing that your insurance company is doing more than just indemnifying you for a claim, but they're actually helping to prevent that claim from occurring in the first place. And that's tremendously valuable, and we think that's actually going to be transformative of the relationship that consumers have with their insurance providers. Now, I have an insurance company. I've had the same company for the last 30 years. Any guesses on how many times I've met my insurance agent? One time, 30 years ago. That was the only time I've ever met that person face-to-face, and I've probably talked to him once or twice a year in those 30 intervening years, right? So it's a completely hands-off, arm's-length relationship, and I think that the dynamic that we're talking about here presents the opportunity for insurance providers to change that equation, a much more intimate, close relationship with their customers. From your side, what do you want to do? And again, I'm just playing back to you what I've had insurance companies tell me. The biggest thing is prevent the claim in the first place. That's the biggest thing we can do, right? If you have a leak and it's somewhere in an unseen part of the house, right, and that leak drips for a month, by the time that is found, it might be a $50,000, $100,000 claim, right? Through IoT technologies and the data that we're providing to you from these types of devices, we can tell you the minute that leak starts to happen, right? Okay? And you can act on that. You can notify the customer. Eventually there will be, and one of the companies you'll hear from, I think today, has an automatic water shutoff valve. You can shut the water off in some cases if that makes sense. But the point is you can take action on that issue, right? So the big thing is prevent the claim in the first place. Second big thing is that if you can't prevent it altogether, mitigate it. Now, not all things are easy to mitigate. Fires, for example, smoke alarm goes off. That's really telling you to get out of the house, not try to put the fire out. So fires are tough. Water, you can do a lot with water. And that's why I think water is actually maybe the killer app of IoT for insurance. And finally, and this is going to happen over time, right, is you're going to get a lot more data. We're not just talking about actionable data in the moment. You have a leak now, fix it. That's great. That's super important, right? But you're also going to be getting this steady stream of data from all of these devices. We're talking about water, fire, smoke, air quality. You can detect the presence of termites. You can detect the presence of mold. You can hear rodents in your attic. All of these things which cause insurance claims can all be sensed, detected, and reported and shared back with you. And you're going to be getting all that data over time. And what are you going to be able to do with that is do a much, much better job of building actuarial tables that are not so much based on sort of broad-based statistics, but actual real data from millions of real customers. And that's going to allow you to optimize your business. Okay, so this is really kind of the last slide, which is just a sort of a high-level depiction of what does all this look like. Because a lot of times when I have this conversation, it's just hard for people to grok what the big picture is, right? So let me just explain this briefly, right? So first of all, you've got to have a bunch of devices in your home. And, you know, it doesn't have to be a bunch to begin with, but you have to have things like leak detectors, like smoke alarms, and so forth, right? So those need to be devices that are internet or cloud connected, web connected in the consumer's home. That data, of course, on the back end is connected to a cloud, and that's the purpose that we serve in this equation. And what we do then is we not only help to operate the value propositions around those devices themselves, right, the use cases that are being implemented with logic and so forth, but we then provide a data interface to you as the insurance company. We can feed that to you in lots of different ways, right? We might just fire hose all that over to you and you put it through your analytics systems, and I think there are other companies here that would know what to do with that data. That's not our specialty, right? We're not an insurance expert. We're about getting you the data to do useful things with, right? And there's many other ways that you can actuate or actionalize that data. But that's fundamentally our role in that equation. The final piece is all the stuff on the left, right, is we have to understand that that IoT is really about the ecosystem of the web, right? So there's lots and lots of other web services and things that are out there that you're going to want to integrate into this equation to create more compelling value propositions. So with that, I'm going to leave it there because I'm very short on time, probably maybe a question or two, but appreciate the opportunity.
So we are like 20 seconds left. One question, short one, would be great. They're going to be here at the booth anyway, so you could
got a little demonstration over on the table with some of the device companies that we work with. I'd love to show it to you.
So yeah, let's do that. Thank you.
All right, thank you.